when the beginning credits scene roll in, like, because they show the credits to the actors first. I'm like, oh, Samuel L. Jackson's in this movie.
He's only in it for a second.
Like 1 minute.
About
he's talking about eating ass.
Hey guys, it's me, Steven, with Video Time Podcast. Today we have another episode for you with my brother Joseph. And today we're going to be talking about our favorite movies. I did that too loud. Our favorite movies. And we're going to go ahead and get into it.
All right. You want to start with yours?
Yeah, so we'll start with my favorite movie. So a lot of people always ask me, and a lot of people don't know, and I always I like a lot of movies. But my favorite movie is True Romance. Yeah, it was directed by Tony Scott, and it was actually written by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was written. So
looking back on it, I'm seeing that now.
No, you're like, nice.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so I told my brother about it. He watched it recently, but yeah, Quentin Tarantino sold this script so he can make money, so he can he sold that script and National Born Killer so he can make Reservoir Dogs.
Okay, so it's one of his earlier works. Okay, I can see that.
And the way the script is, though, so pretty much Quentin Tarantino said this, that like pretty much all Quentin Tarantino movies, there's like time jumps. So the way Tony Scott did it is he put everything in order. That's the way he did it. So he put everything in order, and I really like this movie. So for those who don't know what the movie is about, it's about a guy named Clarence. He's pretty much a comic book worker, and he's pretty much a loner. He does a lot of things by himself. He reads comics, and then there's this girl, Alabama, who's really pretty, and she finds interest in him, and pretty much they go on this, I don't want to say event, kind of like an adventure,
A road trip, I might say.
Yeah, a road trip, because they actually find coke. Lots
Cocaine.
of coke. And pretty much it's like a damsel in distress, and he helps her. And pretty much I like it because you, as a guy, you're like, first of all, you get a hot girl. Second of all, you find coke and you're trying to convert it to money. And
those are our dreams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you just feel cool. Like you want to be the cool guy. And for him reading a comic book, I'm pretty sure that's all he wanted to do is just be the girl to get the.
He wanted to be the hero.
Yeah, he wanted to be the hero, and pretty much that's what that movie is about. So what did you think about it, Joseph?
Well, let me first circle back to you saying it's about it's written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that when watching it, but like it had those elements where it was enough. But I think what really threw me off was like the ending, because it's actually a pretty happy ending.
So that's one thing that Tony Scott changed.
Yeah. It's a pretty happy ending.
Yeah.
Usually with Quentin Tarantino movies, it's all like it's either like bittersweet or it's just all bad.
Yeah.
So I was like,
they
there's a
changed
happy
that.
ending, which I actually liked.
Yeah. So spoilers if you guys haven't seen the movie.
Spoilers.
But it's an old movie, so if you haven't seen it,
that's your fault.
Yeah, that's your fault. I think it came out like in
1982 or 3.
Let me see. I'll double check. It came out in 1993. Yeah, 1993.
Oh, 93.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, so it's your fault.
That's your fault.
So pretty much the original Quentin Tarantino wrote that Clarence dies.
Okay.
At the end.
I see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. That would have been really, but Tony Scott made it like a happy love movie at the end.
Okay, but like my thoughts on it, like it's very much, I think the word magical realism. Like it's like Alabama and Clarence, they're very much fantastical characters. Like they're kind of like almost mythical, like from a fantasy book, put into like a very real world.
Yeah.
But like they keep coming out on top, and like.
Yeah.
Like it's weird at first, but then as the movie goes on, you keep
Like
seeing you're seeing like, okay, these people are gonna get out of it because of like their personalities, which is actually like a good part of the movie, I think. Yeah.
So, and I just like this movie because I don't relate with Clarence, but you relate with Clarence in some parts of the movie.
I see what you mean.
Like you
like, you don't want to call yourself like a big fucking loser and
yeah. I'm not a loser or anything, but you want to be the cool guy all the time. I don't think there's any guy that wants to be the guy on top.
underdog.
Yeah.
Like, rising to the top.
Yeah.
That's who everyone wants to be.
You want to be the cool guy.
It's like that meme of like guys have two fantasies. They want to like die like holding off an enemy army, or they want like a woman to hold them and tell them everything's gonna be okay.
Please hold me. Yes, just like that. And it's crazy because there's a lot of cool scenes in this movie. There's so pretty much, let me just go like.
It's very Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. It goes from scene to scene to scene where like everything's very like,
yeah. Well, but the way Quentin Tarantino locations and then like would have wrote it would have been like, it would have started off with Alabama and Clarence together already, and then they'll be like, oh, how did you meet? And then it'll go back in time like that. So that's the way he would have wrote it. I mean, that's the way he would have directed it. But so pretty much it starts off with Clarence, and he wants to go. He goes, sees this double feature, and then a girl
triple feature.
Oh, triple feature, and this girl goes and spills popcorn on him, and pretty much that's Alabama, and it's because his birthday. His boss hired a call girl for his birthday because he knew he was going to be at the theater. So pretty much they end up talking, they go get pie, and they fall in love in one night.
In one night, yeah.
In one night.
Like, those are the fantastical elements to it. Like it's very they're very fantasy in a real world.
Yeah. And she's a call girl, so pretty much it's only her second one. And third one? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's fresh in Joseph's mind. He's seen it just not that long ago. So you're kind of like, I don't know if you can fall in love in one night, but they did. And pretty much this is where the story starts getting interesting. So for a call girl, if you don't know what a call girl is.
I don't know what a call girl is. I never even looked it up.
So it's a prostitute. So pretty much Clarence knows there's a pimp involved. So he goes.
I forgot about him. But
yeah, so he goes and he pretty much tells Alabama like, I'm gonna get your stuff back, and she's like, no, you don't have to. But he's the guy he reads all these comic books, so of course he wants to always help her out. So he goes, and there's this scene where he's like, oh, I'm gonna buy Alabama off of you. And then he pulls out this envelope, and the pimp's there, and he looks pretty crazy. And we see this guy, the pimp, he's
in the opening scene of the movie.
He doesn't play games. He the way he got the coke was he shot Samuel Jackson.
He killed Samuel Jackson. Yeah. Like when the beginning credits scene rolled in, like because they show the credits to the actors first. I'm like, oh, Samuel Jackson's in this movie.
He's only in it for a second,
like 1 minute.
Yeah,
he's talking about eating ass.
Yeah, you gotta eat ass. You know,
I eat the pussy, the butt,
everything, and he dies. Very fast too. And what's his name plays I can't remember his name. I'm gonna tell you right now. Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
He plays Drex. So Dennis Hopper is the dad. So Gary Oldman is the pimp, and he plays Drex. And
fantastic character.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. You wouldn't even know it's him. And so pretty much he says like, this is what I think Alabama's worth, or this is what I'm going to pay you for her. And then he throws the envelope, and you think it's going to be like lots of money or something just so he can, but it's nothing. So, and then he pretty much says that one line like, oh, you think it's white boy day.
Is it white boy day? It ain't white boy day.
Yeah, he's a white guy too.
He's a white guy talking like he's a Jamaican black man.
Yeah. So pretty much they beat the crap out of him like bad, and like you say, he always comes up on top, man. Like something happens, he gets a hold of the gun, and you don't think he's gonna shoot him, and he fucking shoots him.
Yeah, there's like a second of hesitation where like this is a good guy.
Yeah.
But then like
right then and there, that's
you start to see not like his decline, but his like his true self.
Yeah,
you start to see like the true self of Clarence.
And pretty much he tells the girl like, "Where's Alabama's bag?" And then we find out he takes the bag, and he doesn't look in it. He just takes it to Alabama, and then we see what's inside of it. It's a whole bunch of coke that he stole, that Drax stole, and we find out it's from the Russian mob.
The Russian? No, they're Sicilian.
Sicilian. Oh yeah,
they're like the actual mafia.
The actual mafia. I don't know why I'm thinking of Russian. I'm thinking of Boondock Saints. I don't know why.
Okay. Cool. Mafia.
Have you seen Boondock Saints?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I
that's-
haven't seen a lot of like gangster movies. Like I haven't even seen Reservoir Dogs.
No.
No, I know. I know it's good, but
Yeah,
just
it's pretty
haven't gotten
cool.
around to it.
It's a pretty cool movie. What gangster movies have you seen? Like not gangster cholo movies, like gangster movies.
None come to mind.
Have you seen Goodfellas?
No, is that
Goodfellas.
the fucking Joe Pesci?
Yeah, with Joe Pesci. But Joe Pesci's in a lot of movies.
He's in a lot of
Casino.
gang movies.
Yeah, so
I remember it was like a kid. I remember Joe Pesci going, "You think I'm funny? You
yeah,
think
that's a
think
Goodfellas.
I'm like a
yeah, so
fucking
that's
clown or something."
Yeah, so that's a.
I've seen it. I don't remember
Yeah,
it.
so you got to rewatch Goodfellas, Casino. The Irishman's pretty good. It's a long one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
That's on Netflix. But there's another movie. Dang, I'm trying to think. I can't think off the top of my head. But there's a whole bunch. I'll send you a whole bunch so you can watch them. We can have a gangster movie episode.
All right, I watched them all the night before.
Yeah. He did that with the Jeff Dahmer series. And I'm pretty sure he just watched True Romance like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, about 2 days ago.
I work.
Yeah. He works for the county.
No, no.
So back to the True Romance. So pretty much they want to take this coke and take it to, because they're not the richest people in the world. One's working at a comic
They're
book
also
store.
not the smartest people. In the
Yeah,
world.
and they're also not the smartest. One's working at a comic book store, and Alabama's working at. She's a call girl. So pretty much they get this bright idea. They have a friend that's actual Michael Rappaport. What is that his name?
I don't know his name. Sorry.
So he does podcasts too, and he's always yelling and stuff like that. His friend is Clarence's friend lives in L.A. trying to be an actor, so they're like, oh well, he's an actor, and a lot of actors do coke.
Actors do cocaine.
So they go cross country because they live in what does it start off in? Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, so they're in Detroit. So then they drive all the way to California so they can sell the coke.
You're missing a scene in between though. It's like one of the best scenes in the
Oh,
movie.
so yeah, one of the best scenes. But so when they go see their father. He goes see Clarence goes sees their father, tells Alabama like, hey, because they get married and they're like, hey, we're gonna go to California to sell this coke. Actually, I don't think they tell him. Oh no, does he tell him? That
He tells the father that he's in trouble.
Yeah.
And the father, being an ex-cop, Clarence wants to know that if Clarence is connected to the crime scene or not.
Mm-hmm.
So he asks his dad to ask his buddies on the force, like,
Yeah,
am I
and
going to
he's-
be in deep water?
Yeah, and he finds out he's not.
No.
So then they're like, okay, let's go to California to sell it. So they go to California, but then somehow
The mob
Finds
tracks
out.
down
Yeah.
Clarence, and
Dad.
they know he went to his father.
Yeah, so they go to Clarence's father and pretty much they interrogate him. They sock him a couple times. What's his name's in it? What do you
Christopher
mean?
Walken.
Christopher Walken. I can't talk like
Christopher
him.
Walken. So I can't do it.
I don't know, but if I'm
He's
gonna
a,
do
he's
like
a
that-
Sicilian.
Yeah,
Don.
he's a Sicilian. So pretty much, they call each other eggplants, and and pretty much the way they find out too how Clarence is because he left his ID there at the scene.
At the crime scene.
Yeah, he left his ID at the crime scene, so that's how they figure out where he's at or who his dad is. And there's a good scene that it's called the. I think Quentin Tarantino directed that scene.
I can see it. The one with Christopher Walken
Yeah.
interrogating the dad.
Yeah,
I can definitely see it.
yeah. So Quentin Tarantino.
It's very much like the scene in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. It's just two characters,
Go,
good dialogue, and yeah. I'll let you guys see that scene so you guys can just go watch the movie. True
Okay,
Romance.
yeah. It's
It's
a
a really
really,
good scene.
great scene. I think that's one of the best of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of people like that scene a lot. So pretty much, they kill his dad.
Yeah.
And
But I think the important part about that scene is
Yeah.
the dad is purposely trying to piss off the mob.
Yeah.
To try and get him to kill him.
Yeah.
So, like, he doesn't give them any
yeah,
information.
but
They still get it.
yeah, they get the information on a stupid way too. So they get to California. They want to sell these drugs. The friend knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. So they know a higher producer guy the friend of the friend.
One of the best lines in that movie is when they're trying to get the deal down, but they're dealing with like the assistant to a director.
Yeah.
And like the assistant's all like, "You want me to suck his dick?"
No, he sees who is Dick.
Because one of the characters is named Dick.
Yeah, one of the characters. Clarence's friend's name is Dick.
Yeah, and the assistant's trying to like talk to the director, and like they're whispering to each other, and like it comes across as like, "You want me to suck someone's dick?" And he's considering.
Yeah, he's considering. That's the funny part. He's like, "You want me to suck his dick?" Like, but so pretty much he takes a sample of this coke. But when he takes a sample of this coke, the friend of the friend, Dick's friend, who is Clarence's friend, he gets stopped. He gets stopped by the cops. And he tells this girl, apparently he has like a prostitute with him, and he tells her like, hold the bag. And she's like, no. And he's like, just hold the bag. And then he's like, no. And then she rips it and throws it all over his face.
And the cop comes up and sees him.
Yep. And pretty much then the cop interrogates that guy and tells him, where did you get this coke from?
Breaks pretty quick.
And he breaks really quick. He just gives all the information. And Clarence gives this whole different story of how he attained the coke. And then that's the way this guy tells the cops how he got the coke. So pretty much now we have the mob and the cops trying to look for Clarence. So, and that's pretty much the whole movie.
Where it leads up to the climax.
Yeah, where it leads up to a big climax where Clarence finally meets the producer. So then the producer also has two big guys with guns too.
So it's like it's a Mexican standoff.
Yeah, it's a Mexican standoff with the producer guys, with the cops and the mob, and Clarence himself too.
And the wild card being Clarence in
Alabama, and Dick. And it's pretty much just crazy movie from there. Well, that's the climax scene. So
it ends after that.
So that's my favorite movie. That's the reason why I like it. I like it because Quentin Tarantino wrote it. He sold that script so he could make money to make Reservoir Dogs. So. And that's like one of his first finished scripts was True Romance. And I didn't know about it until like probably I started watching Quentin Tarantino movies. And then I saw that, oh, he wrote this one. I'm going to go watch it. And then I fell in love with it ever since. It's a pretty good movie though.
What would you rate it out of like
it's
it's your favorite
movie, so I'm going to say 10 out of 10.
Okay.
And you?
I like the magical realism aspect of it. At first, I don't like it, but then as it goes on, like, you start to like the characters. So like an 8, 7, 8.
Yeah, it's a good movie. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's True Romance by Tony Scott. He's actually a good director too. He directed a lot of good movies. And yeah, watch it. All right, so we're gonna talk about your favorite movie now, Joseph.
My favorite movie.
Yes, actually, first of all, because a lot of people don't know you. You're my brother, so give a little talk about yourself, like what kind of movies you like and everything. Like, who are you?
Like that Jackie Chan movie? Who am I? You've ever seen it before?
Which movie is that?
I'll show you a clip from it later. But he's like, he's off. He's Jackie Chan on the cliff and he's just staring out the world because I think he lost his memory. And he just screams, "Who am I?"
Which one is that one? It's like one of his first movies?
I can't remember. He's been in like hundreds of movies.
Yeah, he's been in hundreds of movies. So
I think it's called Who Am I? That's the movie's name.
Who am I?
Okay, but hey, my name's Joseph. I'm mostly into sci-fi movies. Sci-fi movies. And for my favorite movie, I would have gone with Star Wars, but I talk about Star Wars a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Star Wars in the future, probably.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to go with like my next favorite movie being The Thing. I like it because it has sci-fi elements and it does have horror elements. I'm not too into horror movies myself,
but like a horror movie.
The Thing has like a special type of horror that I don't think we see a lot too much anymore.
It has a lot of practical effects, and that's what like really crazy.
Yeah, but not even just the practical effects, but we'll get into that later. But like The Thing, it's from 1982. It's directed by I was about to say Quentin Tarantino. It's directed by
Halloween. The director.
Why am I forgetting his name? John Carpenter.
Yeah, John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
Yeah.
It's directed by him, and it's like basis premise of the story. There's like a research team in Antarctica, and they encounter a very alien monster being, and it's up to them to decide like who is who, because it's a very whodunit movie. Despite it being like alien, it's whodunit because the alien thing the thing
Yeah.
can shapeshift into different people.
Yeah, it can shapeshift into familiar people that you familiar.
Yeah, and that's
familiar with.
that's the type of horror I like in it.
Because you don't know.
You don't know who.
And you don't even see the monster.
Yeah, you don't see it, but it's also because like the horror of like it could be your friend.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole scene in there where Keith David's all like, if I was a perfect imitation, how would you know it's me? And like no one can answer him because you can't know.
Yeah. So
like,
it could be anybody.
Your buddy that you've known for years, he could be the thing.
Yeah. And it pretty much, like you said, it reminds you of the game
Among Us. Among Us is based off of that.
Pretty much that's like did you watch Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
No.
Oh. So pretty much Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is like Among Us. So there's a killer in the house and you don't know who it is. And it's a group of friends, so it's pretty much
Who
like
done
that.
it?
Yeah, who done it? It's pretty much like I don't want to say a mystery. Can you consider it a mystery?
Who done it's a mystery.
Yeah. Like who done it is a mystery. So
Yeah.
would you consider the thing a mystery? Because you're trying to figure out.
No, because
too.
I think pretty much early on you know the big like who the thing is. It's just the element of like it can shapeshift.
Yeah, so pretty much as an audience,
It's not a mystery. You know what
Yeah.
it is because I think the first scene is a spaceship crashing
Yeah.
to Earth. Like you're like, oh,
So you know,
okay,
an
an alien.
Yeah. So what do you like? That's what you like
The
about
horror because like
because you don't really watch horror.
I don't like horror too much, but like I play video games a lot. So a lot of the video games that try to copy the thing, the thing is very.
What do you
at
mean
least-
copy the thing? There's
So,
what
like-
games copy the thing?
Other than Among Us, like one that comes to mind is Dead Space.
Uh-huh.
So you're like an engineer and you go to a space station and there's all these monstrous beings that can like transform into different things and they use their body as weapons, right? So it has that kind of element.
They
How
turn
the-
into humans too.
like the human, it infects the human and they transform into a monster.
Oh, okay.
However, like they have that aspect of the thing where like it can become monstrous and attack very well, but they don't have the element of like you being on edge. Like you're on edge because you know there's a monster, but you're not on edge because of the other humans, like the people you think are your allies.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think sets the thing apart from like things that try to copy it
Yeah.
or stuff like that. Like that element of the suspense
Yeah.
of
The,
friend or foe.
Yeah. Pretty much, it's just the whole you don't know.
Yeah.
That's
You can
that's
only
great.
trust yourself.
Yeah. And it sucks because you're like, dang, this is my friend. It could be this person.
Yeah.
And then it could be the possibility of like, let's say
You can
kill
kill
your
a
friend.
human.
Yeah.
You can kill your
You
friend
can kill
on
your
accident.
friend. So that's one sucky part too. So like, I like the movie too. I mean, it's in probably my top 100 movies, but I like, there's thousands of movies. So to be in the top 100 is a good list. And I like it mostly because the practical effects in it. And
Oh, they're really good.
yeah, they're really good. I even do some, like what I do when I shoot with Emily and Haley. Like they did a lot of reversing for the practical effects. So the
Not
reverse
familiar with that.
clips.
Yeah, go ahead.
So pretty much you reverse clips, and then when you play them back in reverse. So then it looks like it's going forward. So like the thing when it goes onto their face.
Oh, okay.
So they pull it off, like for shooting, and then when you reverse it, it looks like it jumps onto your face.
Okay, I can see the parts
So-
where they down where like someone's dropping from the ceiling.
So pretty much that's where a lot of things are reversing. So that's what I learned a lot of practical, and just the practical effects period is just an amazing. Like
They're
it
great.
still holds up to
to
today
the day, yeah.
because CGI.
My girlfriend does not like that movie.
Yeah.
Like she'll watch the newer version. There's a 2011 version. I think it's okay. Like it's not the best compared to the original. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like she'll watch that one. She likes that one because the there are no practical
Yeah,
effects.
it's all
really.
CGI.
It's all CGI, and it's still scary. It's scary for the time.
Yeah,
But
it's like more jump scary.
yeah. But then when you go back to the thing, she can't watch it because it just looks so
Real,
real and
yeah.
gross.
And it's crazy. Like when people were watching, because I read when I remember looking into it too. When people will watch it, they would get like sick in the theater and stuff
Yeah.
like that because it was so gruesome.
Yeah.
And it was like one of its first movies like that at
Yeah.
the time.
And that it kind of flopped really at
Yeah.
that time. It's
Yeah, no one
since
really-
become a cult classic.
Yeah.
And because I think John Carpenter, he blamed E.T. because that's what people expected aliens to be like. Like, oh, E.T. is so
Yeah,
cute. And then the thing comes out with all the gross effects.
Yeah, all the gross effects, practical effects.
Yeah. One thing, like I think I said this in another episode we filmed. I don't care so much about music or sound design. It's like not something that sticks out to me too much ever in movies. But when it does, that means I think it's really good.
Yeah.
So like the music, especially the opening scene, the whole dun dun dun.
John
dun,
Carpenter,
he makes music himself. Yeah.
So.
And like the whole opening scene with like the whole song going dun dun, like it's like a heartbeat. Like I love that.
Yeah, that's what makes it good. Overall, he's a good director.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, he made Halloween 2.
He made
not Halloween 2.
He made the first Halloween.
Well, he made the first Halloween.
I don't know if he did the second.
I don't think he did the second.
I don't think he did any Halloweens after that.
John Carpenter, Halloween, Michael Myers. So, and he made that little Halloween theme too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you seen there's a meme where it's in Halloween and she looks out the window and it's Michael Myers.
Oh,
and then she looks back, and then she looks back out the window,
and all
and
that,
then it's him like cleaning and stuff. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one too. But anyways, the thing. So,
do you remember like any scenes from like? Do you have a favorite one?
So pretty much just the face sucker scene.
Like, which one is that?
Where it jumps on his face, the thing that crawls out of them, or the part where like he gets ripped in half.
Okay, the heart attack scene.
Yeah,
where like the body opens.
Yeah, so that's like that's a very gruesome scene, and I like that scene a lot. That's when I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. That's probably one of the more gruesome scenes of the movie.
Yeah, that's the most gruesome scene in the movie.
Yeah, because like earlier on, like when the thing attacks, like you kind of see the aftermath of like the attack. Like it'll be like, oh, there's the thing, and then it'll cut to someone else just saying, the thing's over there, and then they come in and they're like, well,
yep,
the thing got him.
It got him alright.
But then in that scene, like, you see it like actually use like its anatomy to it weaponizes
crazy. And then it starts crawling and everything.
Yeah, it weaponizes itself.
I think that was a reverse scene too when it's crawling and.
Okay,
I think
that's like a scene my girlfriend can't watch. Like the body, like the head coming off and like crawling like a spider. She can't watch that.
No, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool scene.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, it also inspired like I think It, right? Like in the newer It movie.
Yeah, it inspired a lot of movies. That movie inspired.
No, but like it's specifically like mentioned I think in the book It.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the kids are afraid.
I don't read.
The kids are the kids are afraid of like different things. So like one kid's afraid of like the Wolfman or the Mummy, like from movies they've seen.
Yeah.
And like one is specifically The Thing.
Oh.
Yeah, like Stephen King wrote about it, so that's cool.
That is pretty cool. Well, then again, he's a
shapeshifter, yeah.
Yeah, the Pennywise.
Yeah.
So he pretty much picks their most scariest thing that they're scared of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's kind of like the thing you can call him. Is Pennywise an alien?
He's some type of alien cosmic being. Yeah. From what I remember, like he's like something on a meteorite that crashes to Earth.
So it is the thing. The thing is it.
It could be.
It could be.
That's the new cinematic universe. John Carpenter and Stephen King.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes, I think, is just the ending. Because it's spoilers. It's from 1982.
Yeah, everyone's going to see this. Everyone's seen it or heard about it.
You know about it.
And you can go rewatch it. And when you rewatch old movies, you're like, oh, cool.
And if you've played Among Us, you know the whole idea of it.
If you played Among Us, I'm pretty sure.
But like the ending scene where it's just our main character, John R.J. McCready, and
cool guy
extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And Keith David's character, Childs. Like it's just them two left, and one they don't trust each other because it's like how can you trust people after the whole aftermath of the movie, and so it's just them staring at each other, like getting ready to die, but like they're still kind of on edge. There's like, well, one of us can be the thing, but none of us can do anything about it. It's over.
Yeah.
But like you're still left with that mystery of like who is it? Like is it still out there?
That is a good thing because it leaves it. Did they ever make like a thing too? No.
No. So like the one that came out later was a prequel. Like it's what happened. Because again the beginning scene too is really great. Like you have some two Dutchmen. I don't know what you would call them.
I would Dutch.
They're from the Netherlands, I think.
Would it be?
Or maybe Norway. They're Europeans.
They're from up there.
They're Europeans. So another European base, two guys are tracking down a dog and they're trying to shoot the dog. And then the dog enters into the American base, and them being not speaking English, they're trying to communicate with the Americans. They're like get away from the dog. They're trying to do that.
Yeah.
But they're like, the Americans won't do it, so they try to shoot the dog, and well, they get killed in the process.
Yes.
They're not able to warn the American base about that the upcoming danger. But like, it's such a good scene, like the opening.
What do you? Is there something you don't like about the movie?
It's perfect.
It's perfect. So, when you rate it,
Compared to today, like the acting is a little cheesy.
yeah, the acting's cheesy, but actually, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. But for its time, yeah.
Well,
I mean, even at the time,
it flopped.
It flopped only because it was so gruesome. That's it. I think that's the
a lot
only
of movies
thing.
do that. Yeah.
But yeah, this movie has really good effects, practical effects compared to CGI. CGI sucks. Even still to this day, there's some CGI, but it's just
I'd say from the 2000s to the early 2010s, like it was not great.
yeah,
CGI
it's
great.
not great whatsoever.
It's since
I still
picked up.
think it's not great now.
Depending.
I mean, yeah, depending. It depends how much time they get, because I know a lot of these special
Yeah.
effect teams only have like
A few months.
not even a few months, sometimes a few weeks just to, we need this, we need that, and then they got to render it out.
Yeah, but then
and
they
all
have to do the whole movie like that.
Yeah, so it sucks. Well, they get like different companies to do different scenes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
They lease
so
them out.
some scenes, some companies are like two guys like me and you, like, yeah, we can do this scene.
Yeah, we'll do it for $1,000.
The guy's head cutting off, we can do that. But yeah, there's people that, but practical effects are always going to be 100 times better than CGI. Like Michael Bay does.
That's also why, like, I think Mando does so well, because they've done more practical effects, like the original Star Wars. Again, to go back to Star Wars, they did more practical stuff like the original Star Wars compared like to the prequels, which again I love, but they used a lot of CGI that people didn't like.
Yeah, so practical is always going to be. I think practical is always going to be CGI. I think CGI is usually best for like scenery stuff, like a background or something like that. Maybe little fixes here and there, but
Yeah.
I think a squib is going to be 100 times better than CGI blood coming out. Like Quentin Tarantino always uses practical squibs where the blood just comes out compared to so that's what a squib is.
Okay, I didn't know how to name.
Oh,
I would just call it fake blood, but
yeah, squib. So it's like a little.
it's like you're getting shot.
Yeah, it's like a little explosive, and it shoots out the blood. But yeah, 100 times compare. I mean, the only time when it looks cool is John Wick, because everything's
I've never
so
seen
dark.
John Wick. I want to.
You never seen John Wick?
I want to.
You
I know I'll like it.
You seen the Equalizer?
No.
You haven't seen the Equalizer either?
No.
Oh, you'll.
But
Like
I know
John
he's
Wick.
just like badass
yeah.
extraordinaire.
Don't you like those type of movies?
Everyone likes those.
Yeah.
Those movies appeal to
Dude,
guys.
John Wick's
specifically.
about to be like John Wick 3 already, or John Wick 4 or 5,000 times.
Yeah,
It's
like,
freaking
there's
Neo
3 of
from The
them.
Matrix.
Yeah, never seen The Matrix fully either.
Oh.
I love Keanu Reeves though.
You don't like him, or you said you love him?
I like him.
Oh yeah, he's cool. I mean, The Matrix is like super. That's kind of sci-fi.
It is sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've probably started it like 100 times. I've never finished it though.
Man, yeah, it's pretty cool. But John Wick is pretty badass. You have to see John Wick. It's like The Equalizer. The Equalizer is pretty badass too. I'm trying to think who's like John Wick. I don't know, but yeah,
He's like,
it's like an old ex.
what's
Killer.
that movie? Blade Runner. He's like the Harrison Ford of Blade Runner.
Yes,
Because I hear it's like very like cyberpunky.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think more in the second one.
Okay.
Did you hear that? That was my stomach.
I did hear that.
He was going. Yeah, but the thing. So 1 through 10, what do you think?
It's a 10.
A 10?
Greatest movie ever, other than Star Wars.
Other than Star Wars. So, when you told me about when I said let's do favorite movies, it shocked me that you picked that thing.
I didn't want to do Star Wars like
I was thinking
second
you
or
were gonna
third time.
do Star Wars, but
If I did pick Star Wars, it would have been Empire Strikes Back.
yeah. So that's what I was thinking. And then you said The Thing, and I know you don't watch horror movies, so I was like, what the heck, The Thing? And then I was like, I wonder if he's talking about the new Thing. Then
No, not that 2001.
and then you told me the
1982.
the older Thing, and I was like, whoa,
Perfect.
because. But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, it is sci-fi.
It's sci-fi. So
maybe
like
we'll
again,
it.
like another one I would have probably put behind it. Like it was like probably a close comparison is the first Alien movie.
I was about to say, what about Alien?
Because it's like the same thing. Like, it's a monster, space, all that, and it's like it's something so unknowable you can't comprehend it. Like that's another thing I like the whole cosmic stuff. Like it's so unknowable you can't understand it. So that's what makes it scary.
What about what's that movie? It's an A24 movie. It's where this guy's building a robot.
The Robin Williams one?
No. Mechanica or Ex Mechanica.
Ex Machina.
Something
That's
like that.
the term.
Yeah.
But I don't know the movie.
It's a pretty cool sci-fi movie. I think you will like it.
All right.
Because I'm trying to think what other movies are like the thing. And for those who don't know what Among Us is, you want to explain what Among Us is?
Yeah, it's just like the thing. Like you get it's like a group of people. That
So
all
the
have
video
different
game
tasks.
the video game is a group of people. They all have tasks, but one of them
Or
has
a few,
to go.
yeah.
Oh, is it a few?
Depending on how many people you have,
Oh.
there may be two.
So you just go around killing people. Pretty
Yeah.
much that's it. But you have to do your task. Oh.
Yeah, you have like a job, and like everyone goes off to do their job, so they can be isolated.
Yeah.
So it's then whoever is, let's just say the traitor.
Yeah.
It's their job to go around to still complete their task, to like look normal, but then also get people isolated and kill them.
Yeah, and pretty much it's exactly like bodies.
Yeah,
and
then
the
you
thing.
have the mechanic of like what they call a team meeting, and like
Yeah.
you can choose to vote someone off the ship, like
And that's
kill
what they
them,
do.
and like you can try to gather evidence to try and like kick someone off, but
Yeah.
you might kick off a
And you
human,
guys-
you might
yeah.
kick off your friend that
And you all vote
innocent.
together. So
Yeah.
and whoever gets the most votes, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they get spaced.
Yeah, so that's what it is. And so you think 10 out of 10?
The thing, yeah.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 8. Or 8 out of 10.
God. You didn't pass high school, did you?
Yeah, I did not. 8 out of 10. I work for the county, so I don't even know how I got a job there. Well, that concludes this episode. So we're talking about our favorite movies, and hopefully you guys go ahead and watch them, and we'll see you guys
Watch
in the
mine
next
first.
episode.
Watch mine first.
Mine first. Late.